Did you know that 78% of Sigma females report feeling an inexplicable pull toward high-status men, despite their fiercely independent nature? It's a paradox that's both fascinating and deeply misunderstood. Today we're diving into the 8 sneakiest ways Sigma females react to high-status men. Because let's face it, we're not like everyone else, and our responses are anything but ordinary. If you're a Sigma female feeling overlooked or misunderstood, this video is for you. It's time to decode. 1. The silent observer. Picture this. You're at a party. The room is buzzing with energy. People laughing, mingling, trying to be seen. And then he walks in. You know the type. Confident, accomplished. The kind of man who commands attention without even trying. Everyone else immediately gravitates toward him, eager to bask in his presence. But you're different. You're the one leaning casually against the wall, sipping your drink, watching. You're not ignoring him. You're not intimidated. You're observing. This is the silent observer move, and it's one of the most powerful tools in a Sigma female's arsenal. Here's the thing. Sigma females don't chase. They don't feel the need to prove themselves or compete for attention. Instead, they analyze. They assess. They take their time to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. And while others are busy fawning over him, you're quietly sizing him up. You notice the way he holds himself, his posture, his gestures, the way he interacts with others. You're not just looking at his status or his accomplishments, you're looking at his character. Does he genuinely engage with people? Or is he just playing a role? Is he confident? Or is he cocky? Is he someone worth your time? Or is he just another person trying to impress? And here's the kicker. He notices you. While everyone else is vying for his attention, your quiet, unbothered demeanor stands out. Your lack of urgency, your calm focus. It's intriguing. It's magnetic. He can't quite figure you out, and that's exactly the point. Sigma females don't need to make a grand entrance or demand attention. Their presence alone is enough to make an impact. By choosing to observe rather than engage, you're sending a clear message. You're not easily impressed, and you're not here to play games. This move isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being true to yourself. It's about valuing your own time and energy enough to wait for someone who's truly worth it. And when you do decide to engage, it's on your terms. So the next time you find yourself in a room with a high-status man, remember this. Your silence is your strength. Your observation is your power. And while others may rush to impress, you're the one leaving a lasting impression. Drop a yes in the comments if this resonates with you. Let's see how many of us are out there. And don't go anywhere. The next move is even more intriguing. Stick around. You won't want to miss it. 2. The intellectual test. When a Sigma female decides to engage with a high-status man, it's not because she's impressed by his power, wealth, or reputation. Those things might catch someone else's attention, but not hers. A Sigma values substance over surface. And for her, the quickest way to figure out what someone is made of is by challenging their mind. She's not interested in shallow compliments or empty small talk. In fact, she finds those things boring and a waste of her time. So, instead of engaging in surface-level chatter, she'll throw out a question or comment designed to test his intellect, depth, and worldview. It's not a game or a test to humiliate him. It's her way of saying, if you want to keep my attention, prove you have a mind that's worth engaging with. For example, she might ask, what's the most important lesson you've learned from failure? Or, what do you value more, power or integrity, and why? These questions aren't meant to make anyone uncomfortable, but they do demand honesty and self-awareness. A high-status man who is used to impressing people with his charisma or achievements might find himself slightly thrown off, realizing that his usual tactics won't work here. And that's exactly the point. The Sigma female's approach, sets her apart. She's not trying to intimidate him, but she wants to see how he thinks under pressure. Can he engage in a real, meaningful conversation? Is he quick on his feet, or does he crumble when faced with depth? She's not afraid to push boundaries, because for her, the mind is far more attractive than the outward trappings of success. This move isn't just about intellectual compatibility, it's about mutual respect. A Sigma female respects herself enough to not settle for mediocrity, and she respects the people she interacts with by expecting them to bring their best selves to the table. If the high-status man rises to the challenge and offers an insightful or thoughtful response, she'll likely take note and continue the conversation. But if he dismisses her question, deflects, or offers a shallow answer, she won't hesitate to mentally check out. Here's the kicker. The Sigma isn't doing this to prove she's smarter than him. It's about compatibility and connection. She wants to know if he's someone who can challenge her in return, someone she can grow with intellectually and emotionally. A Sigma female thrives on deep, meaningful interactions, and if someone can't meet her at that level, she simply won't invest her energy. Don't go anywhere just yet, because the next move reveals how Sigmas play it even cooler than this. 3. The deliberate disinterest. When a high-status man walks into the room, most people might rush to give him their full attention. Compliments, eager laughs, and wide-eyed interest often surround him like a cloud. But not a Sigma female. She operates on an entirely different wavelength. Unlike others who may fawn over him, a Sigma female often exudes deliberate disinterest. And here's the thing, her lack of enthusiasm isn't an act. It's genuine. Sigmas don't care about flashy titles, expensive suits, or lofty reputations. To her, these are just surface-level distractions. What truly matters is substance. And until she sees substance, she won't bother wasting her energy. This is why you'll often see a Sigma female playing it cool, even when someone who's used to commanding attention tries to dazzle her. For instance, imagine a high-status man boasting about his achievements or trying to charm her with his wit. While others might hang on his every word, a Sigma female might casually scroll through her phone, take a sip of her coffee, or even yawn. It's not that she's being rude or dismissive, she's simply not impressed by someone trying too hard. In her mind, true confidence doesn't need to be loudly proclaimed. But don't mistake her disinterest for arrogance. A Sigma female isn't deliberately trying to make someone feel small or unimportant. Instead, her calm demeanor is a reflection of her own self-assurance. She knows her worth and doesn't feel the need to fawn over anyone, no matter how successful or charming they might be. In fact, her quiet confidence often catches high-status men off guard. They're so used to being the center of attention that her indifference becomes a challenge. And that's the beauty of this move. By staying true to herself and refusing to hand over the spotlight, the Sigma female flips the dynamic. Instead of chasing him, she subtly makes him work for her attention. If he's truly impressive, he'll have to prove it through his actions, not just his words. And here's the kicker. If he does rise to the occasion, he'll have earned something far more valuable than her attention, her respect. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be uninterested. It's about staying authentic. A Sigma female doesn't need to chase anyone because she's completely comfortable in her own skin. And if someone wants to be a part of her world, they'll have to meet her where she is, not the other way around. So, have you ever held your ground like this, staying calm and composed while someone tried to impress you? Or have you noticed how powerful it can be when someone doesn't try to chase approval? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. The confidence mirror. When it comes to confidence, few can match the aura of a Sigma female. Her self-assuredness isn't loud or attention-seeking. It's steady, quiet, and deeply rooted. She knows her worth, and because of that, She expects others, especially high-status men, to bring the same level of confidence and authenticity to the table. This is where things get interesting. If a high-status man approaches her with bravado, arrogance, or an air of entitlement, thinking that his status alone will impress her, she doesn't hesitate to shut it down. Not with hostility or aggression, but with a move that's even more powerful, the confidence mirror. Here's how it works. When she's faced with someone trying to puff themselves up with a weak compliment or over-the-top display of ego, she reflects her own confidence right back at them, but amplified. She might respond to a superficial compliment like, "You're so beautiful, you must hear that all the time," with a calm smile and a simple, "I do." No need to overreact, no fake humility, just a matter-of-fact acknowledgement of the truth. In that moment, the dynamic shifts entirely. The high-status man, who's used to women swooning over his charm or position, suddenly finds himself on unfamiliar ground. Her lack of flattery is disarming, and her ability to hold her own forces him to reconsider his approach. This either intimidates him, leaving him unsure of how to proceed, or intrigues him, making him want to earn her attention and respect. The beauty of the confidence mirror is its simplicity. The Sigma female doesn't go out of her way to prove herself or diminish anyone else. She simply shows up as her most authentic self. Her unwavering poise sends a clear message. I don't need your approval, and I'm not here to boost your ego. If you're truly confident, you won't need me to do that for you. And this isn't about arrogance on her part. It's about setting a standard. A Sigma female values depth, character, and genuine confidence. If someone relies on shallow tactics or empty praise to get her attention, she'll immediately see through it, and she won't hesitate to make that clear. She doesn't play games or belittle anyone. She simply holds firm to her own self-worth. For high-status men who are truly secure in themselves, this move often creates a spark of respect. They realize that the Sigma isn't impressed by titles or status symbols. She's drawn to authenticity and strength of character. But for those whose confidence is just a facade, her unwavering poise can be intimidating, even unsettling. And that's the magic of the confidence mirror. It reveals the truth about both people involved. So, ladies, have you ever confidently shut down an ego trip or flipped the script on someone trying to impress you? Maybe you've walked away from a shallow conversation or responded in a way that left them speechless. If so, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. 5. The unexpected kindness. Here's a plot twist most people don't see coming. While Sigma females are often known for their independence and guarded nature, they're not above surprising others with an act of authentic kindness. In fact, when a high-status man shows genuine character and substance, a Sigma might just offer him something rare and unexpected, a meaningful compliment. Why is this such a big deal? It's because Sigmas don't hand out compliments lightly. Unlike people who rely on flattery to win favor or to play social games, a Sigma female operates differently. Her words carry weight because she doesn't say things she doesn't mean. If she gives someone praise, it's because she sees something in them that's truly worth acknowledging, and not because she's trying to impress or appease them. Imagine this: a high-status man, confident and used to superficial admiration, finds himself in a conversation with a Sigma female. At first, she might appear indifferent, observing him with her usual calm demeanor. But then he does something unexpected. Maybe he shows humility, speaks with depth, or shares a perspective that reveals authenticity and intelligence. That's when the Sigma surprises him. Instead of remaining guarded or neutral, she leans in slightly and says something like, "That's actually a really insightful point. I appreciate how thoughtfully you look at things." It's not flattery, it's respect. And that distinction is what makes this moment so powerful. While flattery is shallow and often self-serving, A Sigma's compliment comes from a place of genuine admiration. She's not trying to charm him or gain his approval. She's simply acknowledging something real and valuable about him. This kind of unexpected kindness has a profound effect. High-status men are often surrounded by people who praise them for the wrong reasons. They're used to hearing compliments about their wealth, power, or appearance, but rarely do they hear something that speaks to their character or intellect. When a Sigma offers a sincere compliment, it cuts through the noise and stands out because it feels authentic and meaningful. But make no mistake, this doesn't happen often. A Sigma female isn't looking for reasons to hand out praise, and she's not impressed by superficial displays of status or charm. It takes real depth and substance to earn her recognition, and when she does give a compliment, it's a sign that she sees value in the person beyond their outward persona. This move also highlights one of the most fascinating traits of Sigma females: their ability to stay balanced. While they're independent, confident, and selective, they're also deeply human. They value authenticity and connection, and they're not afraid to show kindness when it's deserved. It's this balance that makes them so intriguing. They're both strong and empathetic, guarded yet capable of deep appreciation. So, here's the big question for all the Sigma females out there. Have you ever surprised someone with an unexpected compliment? Maybe you saw something in someone that others overlooked, and you felt it was worth acknowledging. If so, share your experience in the comments below. We'd love to hear how it unfolded. 6. The mysterious exit. There's something undeniably captivating about a Sigma female's ability to leave people wanting more. While others might linger in conversations or situations to gain approval or attention, a Sigma female knows when to walk away, and she does it with effortless grace. This is the power of the mysterious exit. For Sigmas, predictability is the ultimate buzzkill. They thrive on depth, substance, and meaningful exchanges. But when a conversation, interaction, or environment starts to feel stale or uninspiring, they don't waste their time. Instead of forcing themselves to stay or pretending to be engaged, they'll simply exit, leaving everyone, including high-status men, wondering what just happened. Now let's set the scene. Imagine a high-status man talking to a Sigma female. At first, she's engaged, listening intently, offering thoughtful responses. But over time, he starts relying on predictable lines, recycled stories, or superficial charm. For a Sigma, this is a deal-breaker. She values authenticity and thrives on meaningful connections, so if the interaction feels empty or routine, she'll calmly but decisively walk away. This move isn't about playing games or trying to appear elusive. It's about protecting her energy. Sigmas have an almost magnetic sense of self-respect, and they don't give their time or attention to things or people that don't spark their soul. For her, staying in a situation that feels uninspired is a form of compromise, and compromise isn't in her nature. What makes the mysterious exit so intriguing is the effect it has on others. A high-status man, who's used to commanding attention and controlling the narrative, suddenly finds himself off balance. He might replay the interaction in his mind, questioning what went wrong or what he could have done differently. And that's where the Sigma's quiet power lies. She doesn't have to do anything extraordinary to leave an impression. By simply walking away, she flips the dynamic and becomes the one who lingers in his thoughts. But let's make one thing clear. This isn't about manipulation. A Sigma female doesn't walk away to create intrigue or to make someone chase her. She does it because she values her own time and energy too much to stay in situations that don't align with her values or interests. It's an act of self-preservation, not strategy. And here's the kicker. When a Sigma exits, it's not always permanent. If the high-status man reflects on the interaction and comes back with something more authentic, meaningful, or compelling, she might re-engage, but only if it feels right for her. So, ladies, let me ask you, have you ever walked away from a situation because it just didn't spark your soul? Maybe you left a conversation or an environment because it felt superficial or draining. If so, share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear how it felt to take control of your energy. 7. The irresistible disinterest. Let's talk about something every Sigma female knows instinctively: the power of irresistible disinterest. High-status men are used to being pursued. They're accustomed to people fawning over their achievements, their charm, their status. They're surrounded by people who want something from them: attention, validation, even a piece of their success. But you're different. You're polite. You're present. But you're not impressed. And that's your secret weapon. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to get. It's about valuing yourself so much that you don't feel the need to chase or compete for anyone's attention. You're not playing games. You're simply being authentic. And guess what? That authenticity is magnetic. Here's how it works. When you're in a room with a high-status man, you don't immediately shift your focus to him. You don't try to impress him with your accomplishments or your wit. You don't laugh at his jokes just to be polite. Instead, you remain calm, composed, and slightly detached. You're not cold or dismissive. You're just not easily swayed. You acknowledge his presence, but you don't give him the satisfaction of knowing he's got your full attention. And that drives him wild. High-status men are used to being the center of attention, so when someone, especially someone as intriguing as a Sigma female, doesn't immediately fall into their orbit, it's both confusing and fascinating. They can't quite figure you out. Why aren't you impressed? Why aren't you chasing? What do you know that they don't? This subtle disinterest creates a psychological pull. It makes you a puzzle they want to solve. And the harder they try to impress you, the more they reveal about themselves. But here's the key. This isn't a tactic or a strategy. It's a reflection of your inner confidence. You're not pretending to be uninterested. You genuinely don't feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. You know your worth, and you're not going to compromise it for the sake of attention. This kind of self-assuredness is rare, and that's what makes it so powerful. It's not about manipulation, it's about authenticity. And when a high-status man encounters someone who's truly authentic, it's impossible for him to ignore. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where a high-status man is trying to impress you, remember this. Your disinterest isn't a rejection, it's a reflection of your self-respect. And that self-respect is what makes you irresistible. 8. The strategic vulnerability. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. Strategic vulnerability. As a Sigma female, you're known for your strength, your independence, and your unshakable composure. You're the one who always has it together, who doesn't let emotions cloud your judgment. But here's the twist. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to let your guard down, just a little. This isn't about weakness. It's not about oversharing or losing control. It's about carefully choosing the right moment to show a crack in your armor. Because here's the truth. Vulnerability, when used strategically, can be your greatest strength. Picture this. You're in a conversation with a high-status man. He's confident, accomplished, maybe even a little guarded himself. But instead of trying to match his energy or impress him with your achievements, you choose to share something personal, a struggle you've faced, a challenge you've overcome, or even a moment of self-doubt. This isn't manipulation, it's authenticity with a purpose. By sharing a piece of your story, you're not just showing vulnerability, you're showing humanity, and that humanity has the power to disarm even the most high-status man. Here's why it works. High-status men are used to people trying to impress them. They're used to surface-level conversations and shallow interactions. But when someone, especially someone as strong and composed as a Sigma female, shows vulnerability, it's unexpected, it's refreshing, it's real. It creates a connection that goes beyond status or achievements. It shows that you're not just a powerful, independent woman, you're also human. And that humanity is what makes you relatable, approachable, and deeply intriguing. But here's the key. This isn't something you do lightly. You don't share your deepest secrets with just anyone. You choose the right moment, the right person, and the right story. It's a calculated move, one that requires self-awareness and confidence. Because here's the thing, vulnerability isn't about losing control. It's about showing that you're in control of your emotions, your story, and your truth. It's about owning your experiences and using them to connect with others on a deeper level. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where you want to make a lasting impression, remember this: strategic vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a strength. And when used wisely, it can be one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. Above all, a Sigma female protects her boundaries. Even if she's intrigued by a high-status man, she won't bend her values or priorities for him. Her independence is her crown, and no amount of charm or wealth can take that away. And there you have it. The 8 sneakiest ways Sigma females react to high-status men. These moves are more than just reactions. They're reflections of their strength, independence, and unshakable self-worth. Which move resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to dive even deeper into the Sigma mindset, stick around for our next video. Until then, remember, you're rare, you're powerful, and you don't need to explain your worth to anyone. See you soon.